One of those is off center. We're live. All right, that's crazy. Hey, everybody, welcome to Sound Up, Sound Off. Are you ready, Sean?
I'm ready.
All right, my name's Chris. This is Sean, and he is in a fancy glass kind of mood.
Sorry for him hitting the microphone very loudly.
I didn't hit the microphone
You don't have headphones in. You can hear it. Cheers.
Yeah, there he is. All right, so we want to start off the show like we do every week, and I'm proud to say so. How sucky are the NFL refs this year? Did you watch?
Last night's game?
Did you watch any of the game last night? One, just for clarification, I hate both teams, and I deathly and to the core of my being hate the Packers. And anyway, they should not have won that game. Those penalty calls at the end of the game in the fourth quarter for hands to the face, clearly not even close to hands to the face.
To the same guy twice who's never had one in his entire career.
I mean, if there is ever a time that refs were betting on the game for Green Bay to win, that was the best conclusion I could come to.
They got a touchdown off that drive because of their refereeing. It was to a point I felt so bad for that guy. He's sitting there, he's like, it looked like he was going to cry at one point. He's just like, he's like, what do you do? You're playing the game your way. Why is that not reviewable? Or he could have and he didn't.
Those refs need to be fined. Like, they need to be fined money for that.
You know what?
This
is what
ridiculous.
All the good refs were offered money by these TV networks to come on and talk about how bad the new ones are, and so they're all gone. I think that's what's happened. Because all the refs that agree with us are on TV now, and they're all in our position. They're like, oh, yeah, we are horrible.
It's just ridiculous. Green Bay should have never won that game. Put them in not only with the touchdown and the field goal. It's just pathetic there. So I just wanted to say, refs, you need to. I mean, they really should be. If you can kick a guy out of the league for too many penalty violations, or you was a guy from Perfect from the Raiders. If you can find players for all these different actions, refs need some sort of accountability to being able to get in trouble too for just stupid calls that are reviewable and obviously seen.
I should be flagged because I forgot to play the intro.
You forgot the intro music.
Yeah. We'll add that in post, right?
Yeah, that coffee is good. All right, so moving on, next topic. So me and Sean actually just got done representing SoundUp, watching the Google event. I don't know how we did that. We did that. Anyway, I know
we represented, but no one knew we were there.
Watching the Google event. So if you just watch it, it just concluded. The little screens are
and I'm
right
already
there.
getting notifications of all these people who've had the device for a week putting their reviews up now.
So as a sound platform and sound company, obviously we stay on. We're not just an Alexa company. We're not just a podcast company. We actually are starting to venture into the Google space and what they're doing with audio. And
every year we watch the Apple event waiting for Smart Siri.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah. And actually, I use Siri Smart as well. Anyway, with Google, they had a couple announcements, a couple new products coming down the pipeline. The first one that I noticed, and I'll let you do the next one. First one I noticed was the new earbuds. So they redesigned not only the look and feel, but the actual speed and power and everything like that of what the earbuds can do. But they look like a little bean, like a little lima bean in your ear. Are you okay with how they look?
I mean, the ones you're wearing look like a lima bean falling out of your ear. So
see, but I mean, these. I don't know.
Why are you wearing them now anyway?
Because you get so used to the AirPod.
I don't think that's healthy.
Because I want to hear my. The guy on the Google device said you can wear these longer for the new Google ones. You want to wear them and feel like they're not even there, and you want them to last longer so that you can wear them longer. Were his words.
I actually get really annoyed by the way the AirPods look. I don't like the hanging out of the ear look.
But they didn't. All they did was cut the wires. So I guess you're always used to that look in your ear. You're just missing the little wire beard. I don't. You got going on right there.
Well, this situation's different because I'm actually monitoring the audio in the show. I would prefer over the head headphones, but then I would mess up this beautiful hair. So,
anyway, so you wear the Samsung ones, which are a little bit.
They're smaller than the Google ones, I think.
What's those things that people get in their ears? The gauge earrings. They cut a hole in their ear and they.
No, you're thinking of the Jaybird ones, the black ones.
Yeah,
those are kind of big. But the Samsung ones are the white ones, and they're really small and flush. They're way smaller than the
Do
Google
you have them
ones.
with you? They were not. No, I've seen the white ones too. The Samsung ones were.
I don't.
These Google ones.
They were sent back actually because one of them died.
Listen, these Google ones actually do look more flush, except they got that kind of oval shaped color. They're supposed to fit
They also
more
showed bright
ergonomically
colors too.
in your ear. Yeah, they did. You could do black. I think would be a okay one. Fits in your ear. Nothing coming out. Obviously, some of the design for sound cancellation and voice and jaw vibration for understanding words and that kind of thing is kind of cool.
Yeah, Samsung. We're not Samsung. I forget the name of the brand, but we had one at Sprint back in the day. It uses bone induction, and it didn't have an earpiece, but it would actually play through the bone in your ear was how you would hear things. It's really crazy. It's really weird. But,
That is good.
it's the same. Yeah. Anyway,
So they're announcing these at like $179.
They changed the name of their devices to Nest.
Hold on, wait. We're still on this topic with the earbuds. Can you wait 1 second?
Okay.
There we go. So $179. My question is, would you buy and try these, Mr. Gadget Gizmo guy? I'm assuming they can pair with anything. Will they pair with the Apple phone?
I assume
Just
they
Bluetooth?
would. No, because I don't. This is one area I don't like to spend a ton of money on. The Samsung ones were a pre-order deal. I got those for free. So they came with the phone. So whenever you pre-order a new Samsung device, they send you a pair of those.
So you bought the phone.
Right.
Just built that into the price.
The Jaybird ones, I got those at Best Buy on sale with one of my gift certificates I paid.
You don't need to justify your spending.
Well, I'm just saying,
to
like,
me.
I've never spent full money on these. The one time I did were the Apple ones.
Well, maybe you need to get on the Google list so they send you a trial pair with a coupon.
So the Apple ones, they died on me. And so that was the one time I spent the money on them. I honestly,
Did they die on you, or did they get thrown in the trash or something?
well, they were dying. They were in the process. It's probably good they got thrown away because they were in the process of like lasting an hour.
So curious how they got thrown away.
I really, the world may never know. What are you doing with that knife?
It's not a knife; it's a wine cork. Anyway,
So, no, I probably wouldn't because they didn't really mention call quality that much. And that's one thing with the Apple ones that were so good that the Samsung ones were so bad at.
they did mention call quality.
And
Actually, you walked out of the room. Yeah, it had like way this way with noise cancellation through the middle, being able to pick up your voice in a loud, noisy space a lot more without the in and out, without moving in and out.
That was for Google Assistant.
That was
call.
the earpiece. That was the earpiece.
Right, to talk to the Google Assistant so it would hear you. They didn't say for phone calls,
They
though.
did. They showed the guy at the cafe. They showed the guy at the cafe sitting there making a phone call.
I thought they were saying he was using the Google Assistant.
No, then he said the Google. Anyway.
Maybe. I don't know.
Speaking of
Go back to
homes, I don't know how we transitioned to that. You didn't see that. Anyway, so as Sean just astutely pointed out in the middle of our last segment, they also announced new Nest devices.
Am I out of focus or are my eyes going blurry? Yeah, so they changed all their Google Homes to Nest Homes now? Nest Hub?
Nest Hub, I think.
So now they're Nest Home
Everything's
Hubs.
just Nest.
So they announced the new
Bird call. Birdman.
Nest Hub Max, which is like the size, it looked like an iPad size device with a big bass speaker with the screen that you could, I guess if you have a Google TV or Chromecast, you could say move to the TV, which...
Oh, with the stream, with their new Streamline software. That's
which at
kinda
my
cool.
house and your house both, you can see the TV in your living room from the kitchen.
Yeah, I don't have a big house, so I can just turn around.
Yeah. They're assuming that we have like multi-million-dollar, multi-room houses with TVs on all the time in all the other rooms, which I will say, though, the Fire Stick, that Fire Stick right there, if you plug it into a TV, so we have a small like 32-inch TV in Greenlee, my daughter's room, and I can tell my Alexa to turn on the TV, and it turns it on and turns the TV on. The remote does the volume and everything all on the Alexa remote. I don't know where the actual remote to that TV is. We only use the Alexa remote. That's kind of cool that you can turn the TV on and off with that remote or with Alexa by saying to turn on the TV.
So do you have any of the Nest or Google Home products currently at your house?
No.
They're also making totally recyclable products. No, wait, that's not how you say that. Anyway, what they're making the Nest stuff out of, like the mesh covering, is like
all
recycled
recyclable
bottles
stuff?
and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Like it's like all this like
Finding good use for
repurposed,
that.
yeah, repurposed materials. They did the whole demonstration of like how it breaks from the bottle to their mesh over their little what did you call them, macaroons looking.
They do. They look just like them.
Little dots.
I'm waiting.
I call them dots. They're not dots because that's Alexa. What are they actually? Nest Minis. Nest Minis is what they're called right
I
now.
am that they will be on Reddit with compared to the macaroons if they're not already, or Twitter. There's going to be a GIF.
Well, there's lots of different colors. So Nest Mini doing that. And then the other thing, they incorporated, besides all the home tech and the listening, which I think is also cool, as far as like you can turn it on as a listening monitoring device in your home instead of like, the Ring doorbell, and you can visually see stuff. All these smart speakers, which Alexa does too, acts as like a sound detection security system within your home, so you can hear glass breaking or a dog barking or alarm going off or people talking in your home or whatever. Also kind of creepy. But the one of the things I noticed, because we have this in the office, is the Google Mesh system.
Mm-hmm. The Wi-Fi mesh.
And they're turning they said that the points, which where's the one in here? It's over there. It's over there somewhere. Yeah. They turned it also into the same capabilities as the Nest Mini. So the point, if you have the Google router and the point, it doubles as a Nest Mini.
Well, that's cool. That makes a lot of sense, actually. That's probably the smartest thing they did. I wonder if Alexa has one.
Were you paying attention to the Google event?
I wasn't. I was on the phone during that part. The event, this was kind of I don't know. It was a very weird event.
Not a lot of clapping.
Well, it just was kind of boring because a lot of it already leaked out. A lot of it already,
talk like that.
Like all the phone stuff already leaked out. Like,
oh, with the Pixel 4 and everything?
Right. And then the phone, with all these phones with like, you can't even see the bezel around the screen now. They're like, we've got a huge forehead on our phone because they had all these camera sensors in there. But it doesn't look like a new phone. It looks like a phone from a couple years ago that has like really, really big bezels and home buttons.
And he also mentioned something when he talked about the phone, and we'll finish with this, with the topic. You were out of the room. He said that the Pixel 4 now has, or it's coming soon, he made it like real mysterious, software updates. So did Google not do, like how we have iOS in the phone and it updates your software in your phone? Did Google never do that before? Because he made it sound like it was a brand new thing coming to their Pixel phone.
No, so what Google's been doing, so here's the thing that Apple should do that Google has done. So if Google decided they want to update iMessage or the Mail app, they have to update the entire operating system because they're built in. Mm-hmm. Google has taken every app, including the phone, and put it into their app store. And so you can delete the phone app on your phone and download another one. So they've taken everything out, and so that they're able to update the operating system separately than the apps, which means if you have an older device, you can get updates for... So it's probably what they were talking about was older Pixels can now get the same updates without having the operating system it might not be able to run. Wow, words are hard.
You said a lot of words.
I said a lot of words that
good
didn't
order.
make sense. Wow, that was some really crazy cranberry
Start
juice.
from the beginning.
So
might be for a minute.
Yeah. So like they can update Google Messages, or the Gmail app is all in the App Store now. It's not at the base level of the operating system. So they can send out updates without having to update the whole phone.
Okay, so what was he announcing then? Because
I really didn't see that.
He just said that we'll have ability for software updates, and I'm thinking like I just updated my phone to iOS, whatever. Like I'm like, do Google Pixels, like if you need to update it, like you had to go get a new Google Pixel, like a
no,
Google Pixel
no.
Anymore?
But Verizon and all these carriers, it may have been something more pertained to Samsung, for example, when Google puts out their update. So the Pixel is to Google as the iPhone is for Apple, right?
Right.
But Samsung just kind of borrows Android, basically. So Google already has their version 10 out. Samsung's not on it. And it's been out for like 4 months now. And they have to send that out, and then Verizon has to approve it, and then Google has to approve it, and then it goes out 6 months later. And they keep trying to make it easier for all these other companies, HTC, Nokia, and all these companies to make Android and get the same updates as quick.
Right.
So they've started separating all the apps so that you can get most of the features of the operating system without having to get the actual operating system update, which makes you feel like your phone is not as out of date.
Okay.
So
they're trying to fix that, maybe.
Fragmentation.
Maybe, from what we heard.
Fragmentation, right.
The creepy guy on the Google thing sounded super excited about it with a little sly smile. So stay tuned for
maybe
something
he
to
also
do.
meant security updates without having to go like background updates.
He specifically
They send
said
out
phone software.
Every month, Google sends out a security patch. Every month.
Yeah.
And it's just to kind of like keep your security. I don't know what they're doing.
Anyway, iOS. Maybe are they going to call
That was a rabbit hole.
They'll call it GOS.
Actually, they switched. They were desserts for a long time, and they switched just now to numbers. It's good. It's Android 10.
Right. I just like saying GOS. All right.
Are
you ready?
AOS.
SOL. All right. So
ASS.
here we go.
Segue!
To the best segue ever that we've done. Alexa skill stumper. That was probably one of the best songs and segues that we've ever done.
I don't know what remix that was.
So Alexa skill stumper.
So right before the show, we came up with a topic to talk about. And
no, wait, not topic. Industry. So the purpose of this segment that we do every week is it is an industry in which me and Sean rabbit hole into ways that you can use Alexa skills, flash briefings, and or audio content to further your business and or that industry. So if you are out there listening and you want to go back, you can see all of our ASS segments on our YouTube channel, Facebook, everywhere, and check out. It might be your industry, and then you know that SoundUp's the one for you. And we love you to recognize that in yourself. I don't know where I was going with that, but today's industry.
I don't either.
Today's industry
really
for all of you guys out there, all of you ones with I'll say maybe a green thumb. Is that what they call them? Like, not what they call them, but I mean that's what they have. If you
all
are
of you florist,
so
is
you
it
might
florist or florists.
So you might own a local florist shop. You might maybe you have an online like flowers.com. Is it 1-800-flowers.com? Maybe you work in a florist shop and you make all the pretty bouquets and arrangements of flowers. I know nothing about planting or growing or arranging flowers.
Nor do I. So let's jump into it.
So let's go get it.
I had this idea. It was popping out of my head, and I saved it. Say you're the kind of couple that fights a lot, and you always need to send flowers. I thought it would be really great if one of these florist shops, for example, you could create an account and have your home or your spouse's workplace saved. And you guys get in a fight, and you're like, all right, I'm in the doghouse. Alexa, send flowers to my wife. Boom, automatically sends flowers, comes off your card. That would be an awesome thing. It'd be called...
Which you're going to have to... So with Alexa, though, it would be a skill.
Right, yeah.
So you have to say the place's
Alexa,
name.
open the Myrtle Beach florist and send my wife flowers, something like that.
Yes.
And then it would say, is your wife's work or home? She's at work. Okay, is this still the address? Cool. Yes. Flowers sent. You'll be charged. Boom. That would be awesome.
I like it.
That could also be a mobile app, by the way, company.
That just spawned
Wink,
an idea
wink.
for me, by the way.
Let's hear it.
I think what would be some other good content in your skill is, hey, ask or Alexa, open Myrtle Beach florist. What are the best flowers to send my wife after a fight? What are the best flowers to send to a funeral?
Roses.
What are the best flowers for her birthday?
Dandelions.
See? And then you could have all this Q&A stuff built in as far as what people want
Did you
to know.
You could eat dandelions?
Yes, I've seen that in the thing. Sidebar. But that would be a good flash briefing topic. What can you do with flowers besides just send them and look at them? Because flowers tend to die. I think there's lots of information about flowers that you could put into a flash briefing and or a podcast, maybe a little niche audience, about different things and components of the flower industry that maybe we never knew about, like, as Sean just mentioned, eating dandelions for health.
We'll link a link in the description below for a video on dandelions. So... how amazing would it be if you had the option to send plastic fake flowers with a little note that says, these are fake, yes, but they'll never die, just like our love. You're welcome, America, and the rest of the world watching.
Anyway, and
not corny at all.
If you could also of course, have all the information in about your business. Maybe there are some budding, get it? Flower florist,
Still not as good as mine.
Florist, people out there that are trying to figure out how do I, how do I make bouquet? Kind of in that Martha Stewart type vein. Like, how do I make this look good? How do I make bouquet look like? What are the best colors to use in the spring? What's the typical price for roses? What's the typical price for tulips? Like, you could really get a lot of information built into the skill at the fingertips, at the voice fingertips of anybody that can consume your skill. So I think that's a very powerful way. Now, what Sean always likes to do too, and I'm surprised you haven't gone this way. What would
I tried to avoid it.
What would they do with an Alexa in their shop?
Well,
you don't have to interview me. I got a mic.
I know. I gave up on mine. The stand just broke. That'd be a great gift for everybody. Samsung better than Apple, says Chris Tullis. That depends on what you're doing. So
Chris. That's a gift.
This is a situation where I don't know if you would.
What? Okay, because here, let me butter you up a little bit, because
please don't.
A lot of florist shops I've been into locally, there's usually one person working. They're usually have a lot going on. Like, I'll have to wait up front a lot of times for somebody, because they're usually putting together, like, it's a one-person shop. They have orders coming in from places like 1-800-Flowers because they outsource to local places. So they're doing a lot. There's usually not a lot of help or employees. What maybe could Alexa do?
Well, they absolutely ask questions. Maybe if you want to really invest in it, you could have different flowers with an Alexa, and you could ask it, open this, and what are some tips on these flowers and
How
things.
about a flower special? What are the special today? A lot of times I walk into a flower shop and I don't know what anything costs. I have to ask somebody. How much does half a dozen? Full dozen? How much does this bouquet right here? How do you spell bouquet? Lots of different things.
How do you spell it?
I don't know. It's weird.
I see the word, but it looks like boutique in my head.
Anyway, I think there's some. We talk a lot about the brick and mortar type businesses having Alexa devices within their store. I think you can find some ways to use it as a built-in employee, mainly for Q&A. I think that's the best way to
built-in
use smart
employee.
a free employee, have a smart device in there for simple Q&A. I think is a benefit for most businesses if you set your skill up that way to have it. And then, as you can remind the customer, hey, if you download the skill at home, you can ask a lot of these things, and you didn't even have to drive all the way here, which I think is kind of cool. And order through my skill.
Have you seen the video?
Man. Florist.
Someone
need SoundUp.
Someone I saw on
it's called
on the Facebooks. Someone I know took a photo that in a cafeteria over, I want to say he's in Japan working. They have these robots that go around and take your trays, and then they go do the dishes. Blew my mind.
All right, I have no idea what it has to do with anything, but thank you for
joining us. You said built-in employee.
Alexa skill
built-in employee. These
Florist.
cafeterias at the malls have built-in employees that go around and take the trays. They literally took jobs from custodians.
Florist.
Crazy.
Florist.
Alexa skill stumper. What is the song? I forgot.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys.
We will figure out how to end this show next week.
I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Sound Up, Sound Off. Stay tuned every Tuesday that we remember to do it, and we'll be here.
It's funny because it's true.